In this video, we're going to talk about what you do before the race starts. So this is race day. You're going to need to register athletes, and I'm going to show you some other things I like to do to make things run smooth and give things a little bit more of a professional look. So let's go ahead and open up the race. Now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to actually register athletes. So you hit the green plus button to start registering athletes. You'll notice that the bib number automatically increments so that it's the next highest bib that hasn't been assigned. So we've assigned 33, and it should go to 34. If, let's say, this person, you jump to like number 220, then it would automatically, of course, show 221. But so the next step is let's just pull up some people. And as you see that as I type a name in, if this person's ran a race in the past that you've timed, then they will show up over here. You can just double click on their information. So I'll just double click. I've got a few different Brian Agees over here, but so I'll just double click on this one, and that'll fill out my information. And once I get it filled out, I can just hit save, or I can actually just hit the enter key. But so I've put one person in. As you see, the bib number automatically increments for me. So let's just do find someone else. Let's say you could put age or date of birth. It doesn't matter. Let's just say 47. Now, if you put an age in, the program really operates off of date of birth because date of birth never changes, and so it tries to always save a date of birth. So if this race happens every year at this same time, then next year it'll still show him the correct age. Next year, of course, it will show 48. So it'll put a 1 and whatever year it needs to be to make their correct age. So you could use age or date of birth. Let's say he's 03. Let's do, I guess, 30, and then 1970. And then as you change the date of birth, it'll automatically fix the age too. So, but at any moment, you can just hit the enter key, and it'll save them. And you see that these people are down here now registered. So usually what I do is if it's an hour and a half before the race and you got some people that show up really early and they're kind of all by themselves, I'll go ahead and type in Brian. Let's see. Actually, he's already in here. So I'll go ahead and fill out as much information as I can. 1, 2, 3. Test Street 72404. And as you see, when you've entered a zip code before, it'll automatically fill out your city, state, zip, and country. But like I said, if he's all by himself, I'll go ahead and type in, I don't know what his email address is. I'm going to make one up. I'll go ahead and type his email address and his phone number in. And the reason why is because you want as many email addresses and actually physical addresses in there as possible, because the email feature that is in this program allows you to mass email everyone. Let's say after the race you want to send everyone a thank you email saying thanks for coming out, here's where you can find results and photos. If you've got their email address in the system, they'll be included in that email. And so I try to get as much information in as I can. However, as the race time gets closer, it gets busier and busier, and you don't want to have to type all that stuff in. So when it starts getting busy, really all you have to fill out is this area up here in the top that's gray. So what I would do is, let's say that AG Michael, and then I pretty much type in, I'll make up some information. So I'll just type in just that core information there, and let's actually say he's a walker, so I'll hit W here. But I'll just type the core information in, hit enter, and go to the next real fast. And so you can actually, if you type in just the information at the top, you can cycle through people really fast and never get a long line. So so that's what I do before race day. Now, of course, if you're using the RFID system, you'll want to go ahead and have all the tags pre-programmed before race day. If you needed to assign more tags, it's simple just to hit the assign RFID tag, and you just present a tag, and then you saw there's a video on my YouTube channel where it shows how to write the tags. You can easily just program some more tags and hand them to them. But the next step that I do is let's actually talk about the pre-registration table. Now, that if you happen to have the Thinkify TR200 reader, I recommend that you have that at your pre-registration table, or maybe even at your like sitting in the middle, or somewhere close to where you can pass all bags and all tags across in front of the Thinkified TR200 reader, and that'll let you know that that tag for sure is programmed to return that number you just handed to that guy. So that's something to think about. You can use that TR200 as a double check to make sure that all the tags are reading correctly, and then of course right before the race starts or right after the race starts, take that same reader and plug it into one of your finish line antennas, and it works there too. But one thing I do is after the last person is registered, I like to go ahead and print off the roster. And so I print this off real fast, and then I have it sitting on my desk because as you saw in that the pre-race day video that's on my YouTube channel, I print off the bib number capture sheet, and I also like to print off a full roster that has everyone on it, because if all the electronic equipment goes down, worst case scenario, you can do the results with those two reports, this roster and that bib number capture sheet. That's pretty much the way results were done before computer systems were here. You just write down the bib numbers and then link it up physically, later on. And so you could use these two reports if you had to do results. So I go ahead and print this off right before the race starts, and I'll make this a little bigger so you can see it. But so I print those two things off, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I do before the race starts. Something else you can do, I'll show you, is you could actually, if you've got an extra monitor, let me do that. Let's do if you've got an extra monitor and you want to display like a countdown showing how much longer there is until the race starts. Well, you can let me go ahead and start the clock, and let's adjust it back. Let's say the race is going to start in 12 minutes. So you can actually have a negative countdown, and then you can drag this over to an external monitor and maximize it so it looks like this. And then of course you can use the slider to make the font size as big or as small as you want. Typically you want it as big as it'll go. So you can have like a countdown going, and let's say this is on an external monitor. You could actually, while that countdown is shown, you could still go over and add some more athletes. But you can also use this screen to say you can have a monitor that says like race day registration. Maybe you want to put that right up where the racer registration is. You can have multiple computers running my software, and maybe one has a big monitor that says pre-registration, and then another one says race day registration. So just a couple ideas here of what you may want to do before the actual race starts. The next video we're going to cover how to actually time your race, and then we'll look at the RFID system and stuff like that.